Very pleased to be joined by Lazar Stefanovic. Lazar, how's the offseason treating you so far? It looks like you're back home in Serbia.
Oh yeah, I got 2 weeks off, so I went back home to my family. So it's nice.
Is this your first time back home since what, summer?
Yep. Was it end of August or something after the foreign trip? I got like 10 days, 9 days, something like that, and yeah, this is the first time since.
So is this the room at home? So you've got framed jerseys, framed picture. This is from Serbian national team days.
Yeah, it's a national cup for
Got it.
with Partizan, but yeah, it's good memories, and I keep them in this room. All the medals and the trophies and stuff I accomplished.
Very cool. Very cool. Just generally, you've been at UCLA now for the better part of a year. What's kind of been the best part of being at UCLA for you so far?
Well, the best thing is, like getting to obviously being a part of the program with such a history, but being able to be coached by Mick Cronin, um, being able to learn from him every day, getting to play with really, really good and very talented guys, and getting that attention from everywhere around, just being at UCLA, living in LA. um, the whole thing is an amazing experience, and it I guess draws a lot of attention, and it's a big stage, and something I like.
And how does that I guess play out? Is that just like seeing more stories written about UCLA or just when you're walking around people recognizing you? Like what does that look like for you?
Well, you mentioned both of those, for example. There's a lot of more stuff. People talk about me more, and even here in Serbia, they follow so much more, and they know so much more about it. And when before I wasn't getting in Utah, there were people that were following me, but I didn't receive many texts from Serbia. But this year, it was like, every almost every game I got a text from someone watched, someone followed, looked at a score, the stats or something. So it was uh people follow it a lot more. So, and as you said, like walking on campus, walking around, people recognize you. And it's always a nice thing. So it's a lot of stuff come with it.
Absolutely. So you made a pretty huge improvement mid-season that I kind of want to dive into a little bit, because I think it could be related to a lot of things. You were shooting, I think, 27% from three through the end of December. And then you closed the season shooting 46% from three basically throughout the rest of conference play, January, February, and March. And a huge jump, obviously, that took you, I think, to a career high 38, 39% from three. What do you attribute that to? Because I know we talked about it a little bit mid-season at one of the media availabilities, but what do you think kind of played most into that big jump for you?
I guess it's that adaptation process, and that getting more familiar with the type of shots you're getting, and knowing what to expect, not just from the opponents, but from your teammates, the way they play, and just adjusting my game to their game. Obviously, there's in basketball, there's some days you shoot well, some days you
Right.
don't. And there's even those stretches when you shoot great, and then when you don't, like last few games. But I believe that when you put in the work, and that what you do, you believe in yourself, that those numbers are gonna even up in the end. So it's if you keep working consistently, keep believing, like, there's gonna be a few games that you don't shoot well, but at the end of the day, it's gonna come back to what it should be. The same thing, I think, in when you play a game for 40 minutes, and the other team can make a run,
Right.
and then they can go up. But like, if you keep playing the right way for 40 minutes, it's gonna even out. So I think that the work is the biggest thing, and obviously that adaptation process, just knowing, being ready to for what's going to happen, um, and confidence, a lot of confidence, and just not thinking too much when you're out there.
Right.
Just going out there and playing.
Ton of different directions to go with that. I want to touch on that last little bit first because confidence, and this is just from my outsider perspective, seemed like such a not a huge issue for this team this year, but such a I guess a bellwether for how things were going to go. When the team was playing really well for that 9, 10 game stretch, confidence seemed like it was through the roof. And then it seemed like shooting goes a little wrong for a game or two, and then suddenly the confidence goes down. How do you was that your sense first on the team? And second, how do you kind of I don't know, fix that issue, but maybe not tie everything so close to, how you guys are shooting?
Well, it's I think a lot of our shooting had to do with our passing. And
Got
I
it.
think a lot of it was it with the ball movement and how good the shots they were shooting, how good they were.
Right.
Like it's different if you, especially at the start of games, if you take hard shots to start a
Right.
game and they don't go in, and then the other team makes a run, and we were such a young team that it was hard to control those things, that like not let your emotions affect that. Because as I said, if you just keep this making the right play, keep that
Right.
same mentality throughout the 40 minutes, it's gonna even out in the end, and it's gonna be good. But it's like the emotions get in the way, and that inexperience and immaturity and sometimes get in the way. And I think it did for us a lot this year. We we would play great for a stretch, and then something bad would happen, and we like it looks like we can't make a pass, we can't do anything. And it's like I think the um inexperience was a big issue with that.
Yeah, for sure. And so that actually what you said at the beginning, kind of the second way I wanted to go with that, because it seemed like, yes, there was some change in kind of maybe the shots that you were taking and how you were taking them and all that kind of stuff. But a huge piece seemed to be Adem specifically getting a lot better at passing out of the post, passing out of doubles, and you being the recipient of that. How much of this was kind of team chemistry building too, for you to improve as a shooter, guys being able to kind of know where to find you a little bit more too?
Well, it's something we worked on a lot, as you mentioned, them passing it out of the post. That was huge. We got a lot. I know I personally got a lot of threes, open threes from him. Either he makes a pass or he makes somewhere else, and then there's one more and someone's open. But we worked a lot on that. We knew how I guess there at the beginning of the year we weren't sure how some teams were going to defend
Right.
us. And a lot of teams were going under on a lot of screens, so it's hard to create some offense from there. But when we put the ball inside into to a dem, and it was I mean he was so good, and when he was able to score down there and force double teams, it opened everything else for us. And we practice it. I can't tell you how much we practice passing out of the double team and moving and getting open for him to get open shots. Like we
Right.
work on that every single day.
Yeah, I remember the ASU game specifically because the first ASU game where we watched, I think, the first 15 minutes of practice, and it was all pass it into a dem, reset,
Test it
take the
out.
kick out because they're
Yeah.
going to double down from the perimeter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was, and then it played out exactly like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, your rebounding this year was obviously a huge strength and obviously a big jump up from what you did at Utah. Just kind of your sense of it. What do you think goes into being a good rebounder? Because some people say it's effort. Some people say there's an innate ability to know how a ball is going to carry them off the rim and place yourself correctly. What do you think is your big key to being a good rebounder?
Well, the number one thing is the biggest reason why there's improvement is because I actually go for rebounds this year.
Right.
So in Utah, I was always being the guy that went back on defense, wasn't going on offensive rebounds. I
Got
was
it.
always back on defense. This year, I got to go to the glass. So that's one. So just
Being actually the
getting,
guy who's designed to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
getting in there more helped me get some rebounds. But also, like you said, it knowing where the ball is gonna go. So if the shot is on the left wing, most likely it's going to the right wing. Or if it's from the corner, it's going opposite side, most of the time opposite side of the
Right.
court. So trying to position yourself in there. And I think I got a lot of rebounds when someone else tips it and I go and get it. And I got a lot of those, I think. But it's obviously effort. You gotta go and you gotta go almost every time. And when you do that, it's really just a numbers game. If you send more people to the glass, you have uh,
Right.
more likely to get a ball. So I was usually in a good position for it. Just, I guess, having some kind of intuition and knowing where the ball is going to go. And there's some games that literally bounces straight to my hands. A lot of time, I think it was a Cal game, and I was doing a post game interview, and they were saying I think I had 13 rebounds. I'm not sure, and 10 or 13, I'm not sure. And
Right.
they're asking me for it, and I was like, the ball just kept bouncing straight to me. I know I can tell you. But yeah, it's both. It's effort and it's positioning right, knowing where the ball is going to go.
And so I want to talk about the positioning thing because is that a result of study or is that just something from playing a ton of basketball? You just kind of develop the feel for how the ball is going to bounce. Like, is it a result of like doing a lot of like careful analysis of, oh, okay, the ball always bounces that way, so I'm thinking about it and I'm going to go there? Or it's like, oh, I just know I need to be over here because this is where the ball is going to bounce.
Well, it's more of a kind of like a study, I guess.
Got it.
So like uh, as I said, if someone shoots from the
Right.
corner, it's probably going to bounce the other way. So you don't run on the same side; you run to the other side.
Right.
So, but it's also like you've done it so much throughout practice and stuff that it's a habit. As soon as you see the shot, you go that way. So but yeah, I would say it's a study. It's more of a study, and the ball's going to bounce the other side.
Got it. And then I want to get into kind of off season and next season stuff. Obviously, this season probably didn't go the way any of you guys wanted it to. When you're looking at what this team mostly needs to improve for next year, I mean, obviously, there's the obvious one, which is everyone please get a year older. But besides that one, is there anything specific that you see from this team that isn't just explained within experience that we really need to improve whatever it is, X, whatever that thing is.
Well, obviously there's a lot of things to improve because the season was not as good as we wanted it to be.
Right.
So you can start with we need to practice shooting more. We need to practice passing more. We need to do all types of drills. But uh, something that I would probably point out is when we play, just staying together in a well, how do I say this? When someone else makes a run, we have to do a better job of staying together, and we have to do a better job of realizing when we need to take a good shot, when you really need a good shot.
Right.
It comes with we didn't score in 3-4 possessions, and it happens, and then we can't just go out there and shoot some contested hard shot. We need all to be aware of um, when we need to get a good shot and to really work for it,
Yeah.
to move, trust in each other, and get a good shot when we need it.
The good shot, bad shot, like kind of figuring out what those are, that seems like it takes everyone sometimes. It takes certain guys more time. Is that a function of inexperience? Do you think it's some element of sometimes guys just don't know what a good shot is, or is that kind of an excuse for it?
Well, I say I think it's an excuse, honestly. I think it's you everybody well, we play basketball. I play basketball since I was eight or
Right.
nine. So I play for most part of my year, for most part of my life. So it's what's a good shot, what's not a good shot. You know shots that you take at practice that you make above 50% or something
Right.
that that you know you're pretty confident when you take it in a game, it's gonna go in. So I think that everybody knows that, but I think um, again, probably has to do something with inexperience, but our emotions getting into it, and just when things go down, that someone tries to
Right.
go and score and make a play, and then in all that they make even bigger mistake. Um, but yeah, I think we need to work more on staying together in that sense, that trusting each other more, and that comes with playing together as well.
Right.
Not just that's even with experienced players that never played with each other, I guess, and then it can happen. But um, I think that just playing together more is gonna help us.
For sure. And then for you personally, I guess, what are your focuses this off season? What are you kind of in the back of your mind? What are you saying? Okay, this is what I need to do to improve.
I'd say the number one thing is get stronger in the weight room,
Got it.
faster, stronger. Um, work on my body a lot. I think that's the number one thing. And that's the thing that can help me in a lot of areas of the game. Rebounding and helping with defense, getting more steals, maybe blocking a shot every once in a while, for being 6'7". Uh, but it'll help with shooting as well, and not being as tired sometimes and as fatigued, um, just by being stronger, especially having stronger legs, will help. And other than that, definitely working on the handle even more, my pick and roll game and coming off screens. Obviously, I always work on my shot, and that's something I'll put in more work a lot. But number one thing is probably weight room, and getting stronger and faster, more explosive, bigger, and taking care of my body.
So, you've obviously, I mean, you've played a ton of roles now in your college career. I think you played point guard, shooting guard, small forward, even some small ball four. With getting bigger and with the proof now, we'll say you were always a good rebounder, but the proof now that you are, what is there potential of you? I don't know, playing a little bit more small ball four next year. Is that something that you're kind of comfortable with playing in that position?
Well, it's there's one thing with this new era basketball, I would want to
Is
call
that
it.
there aren't
It's
really fours anymore? They're all four out.
there's no really like uh specific positions anymore,
Right.
other than if someone's really tall and really big and he's a center. Like it's like guys play like I'm a guard, I'm a tall guard, big guard,
Right.
but like, and even if I played a small ball four, it will still be my type of a game,
Right.
It's like, and so it's not like I wouldn't be probably going to the posts. I don't know how much, and trying to post move other fours or something like that. It'll still probably be playing like a guard,
Right.
But I think the big thing there is how well you're able to defend
Right.
if there is a bigger guy, uh, a bigger four. But again, it can be a big advantage on us for offense if the slower guy is guarding me, for example, or something like
Right.
that. So um, I'm uh, I'm ready to help the team whatever way is possible, and whatever coach needs me to do, I'm ready to do it. But we'll see. Like as I said, I'm ready to do anything. So I am a guard, but if I've been put in a position to play a small ball four before, and I think I did a decent job at it. So if we need to do that, we need to do that.
Very good. And then I want to wrap up with some of the younger guys. I think Adai was saying you lived with Adai, Yan, and Burke. Is that right?
Yes.
Um, so first he was telling me about some spirited FIFA competitions, where he claims when he is winning, he's the biggest trash talker, but when he's losing, he doesn't talk trash at all.
Well, the thing is, he's never winning, so we never get to hear his trash talk. So I don't know how much, but it's true when he's losing, he's quiet.
That's awesome. What was so the experience for those guys? Because you had the exact same experience where you adjusted to American college basketball from FIBA and all that kind of stuff. What was the adjustment like for those guys? And how how were you able to help them adjust to the different game and all that kind of stuff, and how much of it was just kind of a struggle for them to get used to the realities of first being in college and then the realities of playing the same sport, but definitely a different rule set, and perhaps most importantly, definitely different referees.
Yeah. Well, it took him a while. You can even say it took him a whole year
Right.
to get adjusted. I know how it was for me, how hard it was for me. I remember I never forget that the first time my freshman year at Utah, uh, they had refs come at practice to like ref whatever, we play scrimmage,
Sure.
whatever. And like I had like luckily they didn't like there was no like five fouls you're out because I had like three in 30 seconds on the first possession. And I was like looking at the ref like, well, what's this? And then I was called for travel like seven times. And so it I know how it is, how hard it is to get adjusted to just refereeing the game differently. So I was trying to help him with certain things. Obviously, I know the coach knew that as well, so he spent a lot of time working on defense, individual one-on-one defense, and uh, positioning how you're supposed to position yourself, your hands, your body, and stuff like that. So but it took him a lot, and it's a normal thing. I tried to help him with talking with him a lot, like knowing what to expect, what's it gonna be like. They when we play somebody, they and I know for the especially when the Pac-12 started, I know all the players we were playing against pretty much.
Right.
And so they were asking me like about the teams and stuff like that, and I was trying to give them a good sense of like what to expect when they come out, get on the court. Now it's how one thing is talking about, the other thing is when you step out there and
Right.
you see what it is, what the physicality is, and what's going on in the game. But yeah, I tried to talk to them a lot and just help them be familiar with what's coming.
Yeah, no, and I can imagine. I want to touch on the refereeing thing because I think a lot of people don't know how the game is officiated in Europe at all. What's your sense of how different it is in college? I mean, is it is it stricter? Is it more inconsistent? Is it what's kind of the big difference? What is that big adjustment level for guys coming over?
Well, I say there's certain calls, if inconsistent might be the word, but there's a certain calls in Europe how to get, I guess, with that
Right.
experience and what to do to get, and if you're an offense to draw a foul or something like that, and not the same calls are being called here.
Got it.
So it's just trying to figure out a way to adjust to that, and we all like to when the foul's being called on us, we're all like, no, no, like where's the foul? But when you watch the game, you can see what I guess what the refs are seeing. There's certain things with those hand
Sometimes. Sometimes.
yeah, sometimes. There's there's sometimes you can see like those hand checks that they let more in Europe.
Right.
They don't call them for fouls as much, but here in college they call them a little bit more. The charges are probably the biggest difference there is because you can if you watch your EuroLeague game, you very rarely see a charge.
Right.
So like even people rarely put like just stand in front to take a charge. And when they do, it's quite often called on defense. So people don't do it very
Right.
often. And in college, it's every game there's multiple.
Uh-huh.
And that was the biggest thing when I came here. Is like, oh wow, there's like you just start driving in the paint and there's like three bodies just coming right in
And
front.
throwing themselves back.
Exactly. And it's like, and then sometimes they call a charge and you barely touch them and you're like, oh no. But but that's how it is. You just have to get adjusted to it. But yeah, the hard thing about it is just um getting to know what they're calling, just getting used to that.
Yeah. And then Adai specifically, obviously ton of size, ton of potential, still like looks like a baby, so obviously a lot of room to grow there. But What do you expect out of him next year, and where do you see him needing to grow to kind of realize that immense potential that he has?
Well, I think I'll be hanging out with him a lot in the weight room. I think both of us need it um, for sure. So I think that's the biggest thing for him. He knows how to play basketball. He's a smart guy. He knows to read the defense and read the game. Um, Tries to make a right play and very, very skilled. So one thing he needs to get stronger. He needs to get faster. So the I tell him this like you got to be able to defend well because if you're in a game and the opponents really try to go at you every single time, like it's hard. And it's hard for anybody. It's hard for great defenders if someone's going at him every
Right.
time. But they labeled him like that, and then they trying to score over him almost every time, and it's very tiring and it's really hard. So he needs to um, establish himself as a decent defender and not a guy that anybody can just push around and stuff like that because he's a tough kid. He's not soft. He works hard, but he needs to get bigger. He needs to get stronger.
All right, very good. And then I see you're wearing your Men of Westwood t-shirt. Can you talk about just the value of Men of Westwood to you this year and how important it is for the program going forward?
Yeah, I think Man of Westwood is has been amazing to all of us, and I'm very grateful for everything they're doing for us. And it's something that going forward with the way college basketball is, we nowadays we need a lot of help for them. They're amazing. They Nothing that we're doing wouldn't be possible without them. So big props to them, and really special thank you to the man of Westwood.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Lazar. Sorry to take 30 minutes of your Easter Monday, but look forward to seeing you back in Westwood and good luck in the off season.
Thanks, man. Can't wait to be back.
All right. Talk to you soon.